Hello and welcome to the I Can Do podcast with Benjamin Lee. We're here to talk about tips and strategies to have an I Can Do mindset. Life is what you put into it. Get the most you can. Here's your host, Benjamin Lee.
Hello and welcome to a new episode, day 4, my Ultraspeaking Project impromptu podcast for the next 300 days, day 4 of 300. You can also follow me on YouTube where you can watch it video. I Can Do with Benjamin Lee. And here we go. So today I've set it for 7.5 minutes. Let me go back here real quick and set it for 7. I now have figured out Riverside. So the cool thing about this is that I've learned a new skill. All right. So the mission behind this is 1, to challenge myself. 2, inspire others, which it's already working. 3, I want to see how I can get better. Impromptu podcast on the fly. And I thought about something else and then we'll get started. This timer that the Ultraspeaking app has goes all the way up to 30 minutes. So I was thinking, well, if this goes up to 30 minutes each week, I'm just going to keep building. So next week, it will be an 8-minute podcast. Then the following week, a 9-minute, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. I want to keep the pressure on myself. So thank you for tuning in. Please don't leave the I Can Do podcast. Share it. Leave me a review. Here we go. Let me put it to 7:15 so I can get back to the other screen. Today's episode, the end of an era. Everything eventually comes to an end. We do not like this idea, but our lives one day will come to an end. Television shows that we used to love. I've been listening to Knight Rider and the theme music. That show eventually came to an end. I think about the A-Team. I used to love watching the A-Team, or the Golden Girls, or the Smurfs. Maybe the Smurfs are still around. I got no idea. But everything comes to an end. That's hard for us to think about. But consider history. Every world power, Assyria, Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome, they all eventually have lost that position or that status and eventually have come to an end. The same will happen with America. I'm not wishing something bad to happen, but we've been around for 250 years now, if I'm remembering correctly. And eventually, just like all other nations throughout the history of time, things will come to an end. Now, we know this, but what are we going to do about it? I want to go down a different path rather than just emphasizing what we already know to be true. Put yourself in this perspective or in this situation that one day things in your life are going to come to an end. Now, it may not be death, at least that you don't have to necessarily think about death, but we will die one day. Hebrews chapter 9, verse number 27, it's appointed unto men once to die, and after that the judgment. So one day we're all going to take our last breath, unless Jesus returns first. But think about different moments in your life that eventually came to an end. The fact that we know that things are going to come to an end, I want to challenge all of us this morning to make sure that we live a life to the fullest. So the fact that things are going to come to an end is actually a good thing for us because, number one, it will motivate us to appreciate everything we have at this very moment. I'll give you an example and I'll talk about myself. You see here on my shirt, ICD. That means I can do. Where did that come from? Well, that came from me having a heart condition, which I still have, and me back in 2010 getting what's called a implantable cardioverter defibrillator. I have a heart condition, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And part of my heart is enlarged. I know that at some point in time, there is going to be an end where I'm not going to be able to exercise and move and participate in sports or activities as much with my son or with my friends or wife. I'm hoping that won't be for a very long time. Technology has greatly improved. My health is doing well, but I have this in the back of my mind. That is a motivator for me to get up and to exercise every day. So, by the way, I just did about 40 minutes on the Peloton before now recording this podcast. But the fact that I know that life is short, my time with exercise and fitness is short. Thankfully, I've never been shocked. But at least recognizing that there will be an end, that should be motivation number one for us to get after it. So let me ask you, what are some things in your life that are eventually going to come to an end that maybe this reality should be motivating you to work even harder or to at least appreciate and recognize the situation that you have right at your fingertips? That leads me to my second point. The fact that things are going to come to an end means that we need to live with gratitude. We need to have a deep sense of appreciation. That can be as simple as writing out what you're grateful for. That can be as simple as sending a text message. I try to do this when someone pops into my head. I try to give them a text message or a call and just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I appreciate you. Thank you. But we need to live with that kind of mentality, a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation. You can have different layers of gratitude where, yeah, I see what I have and I'm thankful. Yes, I see what I have and I'm thinking and actually sitting with it. Or yes, I see what I have or who's in my life. And I actually want to share my emotions and feelings and deep sense of appreciation with them. The fact that things are going to come to an end, that's reason to be thankful, man. We understand this when we buy things, right? Only for a limited amount of time. Same is true with life, with our pets, with our families, with our careers, with our hobbies. So live a life of great gratitude. The end of an era should motivate us, should make us have an overwhelming sense of gratitude. We should finally move with purpose. That's what an end of an era should do to all of us. I'm a part of a camp called Making Good Men. It's a father-son camp. One of the best things that I'm doing right now in my life, spending time with my son every Saturday with other fathers and dads. We took our boys to a fire department in Frisco, Texas. One of the firefighters said when they get to the scene of a fire, they don't run, they walk. And I was actually a little bit surprised. And he explained it a little bit more. He said, well, we move with purpose. That really resonated with me. I think that's something for us to think about because we know that everything is going to end one day, at least on the physical side. I believe there's a spiritual realm, eternity is on the other side. So when you think about the end of an era, live your life with purpose. Move with purpose. Be intentional because things are going to end. Our bodies are going to change. Our energy levels are going to change. Neighborhoods are going to change. Relationships are going to change. So live with purpose. Move with purpose. So when the end does come, you will be grateful. Thank you. All right. Day 4. I got myself fired up. My Ultraspeaking Project, day 4 of 300. Live with purpose. Move with purpose. Motivate yourself today and be thankful. I can do, so can you. Let's go.